Hello horror movie lovers, I'm Trenton and I love movies just like you, obviously. So I watched Annabelle because people always say that I'm pretty like Annabelle, so I figured it would be a good idea to show twins some appreciation, you know?
Take it on me.
My expectations were neutral. I remember seeing this movie in theaters in 2014, but I didn't exactly remember the events that happened in the movie. This was my first rewatch since it was first released. I honestly couldn't even tell you if I liked the movie when I first watched it, because I do not remember. That was almost 10 years ago. So I wouldn't say my expectations were low nor high, they were very much in the middle. But did the movie meet my expectations? No. Wow, this is a drastic decline from The Conjuring, even though that movie was only released a year prior. Oh my god.
So everyone's entitled to one good scare.
John Form has found the perfect gift for his expectant wife, Mia, a beautiful, rare vintage doll in a pure white wedding dress. But Mia's delight with Annabelle doesn't last long. On one horrific night, their home is invaded by members of a satanic cult who violently attack the couple. Spilled blood and terror are not all they leave behind. The cultists have conjured an entity so malevolent that nothing they did will compare to the sinister conduit to the damned that is now Annabelle. The first half of this video will be spoiler free, then the last half will contain spoilers. Don't worry, I will give you a warning before we enter spoiler territory. The characters are so uninteresting. What the heck? John was so useless, like I don't even want to talk about his useless ass. Evelyn and Mia were so wholesome. I liked both of them for the most part, but Evelyn, she's my favorite character of the movie even while being a side character. I loved her. The story is pretty straightforward and generic. A husband brings home a doll for his wife, who's a doll collector. A traumatic event happens to the couple, which ultimately gets the doll possessed by a demon who terrorizes the couple. More so the wife the entire runtime. The story I just didn't really like. I feel very similarly with how I did with The Conjuring, in the sense that the story itself is so generic and unoriginal for the most part. The writing is bad. When it comes to the character dynamics, how flat out stupid the decisions they make are, how abrupt the third act ends, etc. Like what the hell? Besides like maybe one good scare sequence in the movie that was really effective, this movie just didn't have much, if anything, to offer. The cinematography is so damn strange. This movie did have a fourth of The Conjuring's budget, so that could be the explanation of what I'm about to say, but this felt like a made-for-TV movie. Everything about this movie felt so cheap and amateur. The characters were one note and uninteresting. The writing overall was bad. The movie looks like a made-for-TV movie that would be on Lifetime. Like, what the hell happened? The effects were fine, practical for the most part. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank when it comes to the effects, but I do remember a good chunk of them mainly just relying on camera and editing techniques for the scares, which were fine, I guess. The tone is dark, I guess you could say. Not as dark as it could have been, but dark in the sense that it's centered around a pregnant woman / a mother and her baby. These movies have dark subject matter but never fully commit to it. Like, it's actually annoying as all the movies that I've seen in the universe, from what I'm recalling, because I've pretty much only seen these movies once around the times they were first released, a couple of which I haven't seen yet, but from what I'm recalling, all the movies have this exact same problem. I'll be more specific about what I'm talking about in the spoiler section. The pacing is slow, again, unfortunately, way slower than The Conjuring. If you're gonna make a slow movie, you should at least make the payoff worth it, but it was not at all. The whole third act felt rushed and concluded way too quickly and easily. The life lesson that I learned after watching Annabelle was that these demons are terrible at their job and need to be fired. Hire me instead. Overall, this movie was not good. Oh my god. Huge disappointment. I don't remember it being this bad when I first watched it, but again, almost 10 years ago. I'm gonna have to give Annabelle a 3 out of 10. We are now entering spoiler territory. If you haven't seen Annabelle, watch it, then come back to the video, or if you simply don't care about spoilers, keep on watching. In this portion of the video, I break down the movie, go more in depth with my likes and dislikes, as well as my favorite scene, least favorite scene, favorite kill, and least favorite kill. But if you've seen the movie, you know that there isn't many kills or deaths in it, only one, unfortunately. So at the end of the video, I'm gonna have to skip the kill section and just do my favorite scene and least favorite scene. Again, we are now entering spoiler territory. In Santa Monica, California, John Form, a doctor, presents his expectant wife Mia with a rare vintage porcelain doll as a gift for their first child to be placed in a collection of dolls in their daughter's nursery. If my partner got me an ugly ass haunted looking doll for our child that's in post-production, we would have to break up. or get a divorce, because I don't need it attacking my child and getting one of us arrested, having people think that we did it when it was really the doll. Who the hell would suspect it all? Like, That night, the couple is disturbed by the sound of their next door neighbors, the Higgins, being murdered during a home invasion. While Mia calls the police, she and John are attacked by the Higgins killers. The police arrive and shoot one killer, a man, dead, while the female killer herself by slitting her throat inside the nursery while holding the doll. News reports identify the assailants as the Higgins' estranged daughter, Annabelle, and her unidentified boyfriend, both members of a cult. What I didn't understand about this scene was what the husband was doing over at the neighbor's house, while the wife was in their house when she first got attacked. Like, I'm sorry, could you not call the police from their own house after stumbling across the neighbor's bodies to keep an eye on your wife? To make sure she was okay, because she was clearly in distress while being pregnant, could have prevented the wife from getting stabbed in the stomach and could have potentially prevented Annabelle from transferring her soul into the doll in the first place, if the husband was by the wife's side. In the days following the attack, a series of paranormal activities occur around the farm's residence. Afterwards, Mia gives birth to a healthy baby girl. She and John name their child Leah. The family rents an apartment in Pasadena, and after finding the doll that John had discarded since Annabelle's previous attack in one of their boxes, another set of paranormal events plague Mia and her daughter. Mia calls back Detective Clarkin to gather information about Annabelle and the cultists and learns that the cult intends to summon a demonic spirit. With the help of bookseller and fellow tenant Evelyn, Mia realizes that the cult practiced devil worship, which summoned a demon who followed the family after they moved to their apartment so as to claim a soul. Upon returning home, Mia and Leah are attacked by the demon who reveals itself while manipulating the doll. Mia and John contact their parish priest, Father Perez, who informs them that demons sometimes attach themselves to inanimate objects as an advantage to accomplish their goals, and that a human soul must be offered for a purpose. Without any hopes of exorcising the demon out of the doll, Father Perez decides to take it away to seek help from the Warrens for investigation. But before he can enter the church, the demon impersonating Annabelle's spirit attacks him and grabs the doll. The whole scene when the demon reveals itself while manipulating the doll pissed me off because Mia was just screaming while holding Leah. Didn't even try to run, just stood there screaming. While John took way too long to come to the rescue, he hears Mia screaming at the top of her lungs, just stands there, then finally puts some pep in his step and runs to the apartment, with Mia in the same position as she was when she first started screaming. Like, Father Perez is hospitalized the next day, and when John checks in on him, the priest warns him that after sensing its powerful presence, the demon's true intention is to claim Mia's soul. That night, while Evelyn is visiting Mia, the demon uses Father Perez's physical form to sneak into the apartment and abduct Leah for the mother's soul. To spare her daughter, Mia attempts to jump out of the window with the doll, but John arrives in time along with Evelyn to stop her. Evelyn decides to take her life in Mia's place instead as atonement for causing a car accident that resulted in the death of her daughter, Ruby, years ago. As Evelyn lies dead on the road, the demon and the doll disappear. Mia and John never saw or heard of the doll again, and Leah is safely inside her crib. Evelyn's death pissed me off so bad. Like, seriously? The husband should have sacrificed himself. His useless ass could have at least did one thing helpful the entire movie and jumped out the window to save his wife, child, and Evelyn. Like, Evelyn was way more important to me as opposed to John's useless ass. Like, him. 6 months later, the doll is bought from an antique shop by a mother as a gift for her daughter Debbie, a nursing student, and is seen stored and locked away into a glass case in the Warren's artifact room. Then the movie ends. There's only one aspect that I want to talk about regarding my in-depth likes and dislikes that I mentioned vaguely in the non-spoiler section. Not killing the main characters in these movies and having such low stakes is so frustrating. In The Conjuring, it's understandable due to it being based on a true story, but this movie isn't. You're telling me that this powerful demon isn't able to kill main characters or children? If you're not willing to take risk and raise your stakes, what even is the point? Not once in the movie did I think the baby was in actual danger. My favorite scene would have to be the elevator scene. That shit made me unbelievably anxious, like so anxious. Easily the best scene in the movie. The elevator staying in the basement of the apartment complex, the elevator door not closing, and her being forced to take the stairs while that devil was after her. Spooky indeed. My least favorite scene was Evelyn's death. I do not want to talk about it. I'm gonna pretend that it didn't happen. She's alive and well and hangs out with Mia every day. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos from me, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. Alright, horror movie lovers, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.